Welcome to Happy Hood, the podcast. We deliver meaningful content to grow your faith, well-being, and lifestyle. Hey neighbor, I'm your favorite neighbor, Jay Murray, lifestyle coach, inspiring others to develop self-worth through leadership applications that will enable them to live in purpose. Welcome to the neighborhood. Happy Hood, the podcast. Welcome back to the neighborhood. Welcome back to Happy Hood, the podcast. I'm your favorite neighbor, Jay Murray. This is where we talk about everything in the neighborhood, from faith, well-being, and leadership. And today, I'm here with my dear brother. We go back all the way from days at the great SU, Winston-Salem State University. But my dear brother, again, he's been on the podcast before, which we got to go back, to like season 1, A side, B side. But this dear brother, he is a serial entrepreneur. He's a husband, a father. He's one of my dear brothers that I've been knowing for a while. He is half of League of Hustlers. So again, we're gonna be dropping so much of things you can definitely contact with, or be in contact with this brother, with all that he does. We'll have that in the show notes. But please welcome to the neighborhood, my dear brother, Mr. Harold Thompson, HT. What's up, brother?
Yeah, you know what it is.
For
sure. What's going on, man?
Man, it's
thanks. Hold on. First and foremost.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me on the Happy Hood, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I see you doing your thing, man. It's been very beneficial, man. So thank you.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate the support. I appreciate, man, really, man, just the when you think about the support, man, you think about like, bruh, your people that's going to ride with you no matter, provide good advice, even provide when like, hey, bruh, it's right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or give you that real, what I'm saying, unfiltered support, and really just people can count on, like, and people that done told me like, nah, bro, you need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really, really, man, sincerely want to say thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for what you have done. Thank you what you have helped me to do, man, because as I think about, like, and just reflect, and family, this right here is going to be one of those very reflective moments as we, start to kind of end 23 and go into 24. But as I think about like certain things I have done, man, I just want to say, hey, thank you for your support.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
sure,
Thank
bro.
you for riding with me there at Scriptures and Squats. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
At other events, Happy Hood the podcast live. So I really appreciate it, man. But family, this is going to be really, man. Now again, as I said, you got to go back. You got to go back. We all the way back to, like, man, almost pre-pandemic back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A side, B side, Bino vibes.
Yeah.
Bino vibes, man. Where
were you even doing video? You weren't doing video.
Nah. It was straight
audio,
audio, man.
Yeah.
And on that, man, it was just really just a real conversation about finishing what you start, man. And I'll never forget what you said about the spirit of excellence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it to completion, man. I'm gonna do it to like, it's done. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And that right there, bro. And the thing about, like, what you have done, as I said before, family, this man is an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? He's an entrepreneur. He's a serial entrepreneur. We can go down a list of just different things you have done. And this is gonna be really just one of those things where we just reflect, on both of our entrepreneur journeys and really just kind of like understand like those lessons learned, you know what I'm saying, throughout the year. But even before we do that, man, how you doing, man? How's everything, brother?
Hey, I got some bumps and bruises. You know, well, we here,
bro.
We here,
man. So we in the holidays, man. Thanksgiving. You know, anything you looking forward to the holidays, man? Or anything that you do during this time, you know, Thanksgiving that you really look forward to, man?
Just spending time with family. I know that sounds cliche.
Hey, but now you get older, bro.
You get older. It takes on a whole different
that's the goal.
Meaning, a whole different meaning. Bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just spending time with family, bro, and spending time with people that I love. Period, point blank.
Yeah.
That's blood family. And you know, friends family, bro. It's like as we get older, people start falling off the map. People start transitioning, passing away. You realize, like, hey, this is real, bro. Like life is real, right? When you're younger, you feel invincible. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I had some really close people pass away, bro. Over these past few years. And it just put it in perspective. Like, life is not promised, bro. And you never know. You know, you never know, bro. And so just spending time with family, bro, during the holidays, it's still foot on the gas. We still got the foot on the gas. You know what I'm saying? But spending time with family during the holidays and just being more intentional about that across the board. You know, just period in life. Spending time with not only blood family, but like just people you love, man.
True.
Fam.
True.
Yeah, bro.
True. So, man, when you think about the year, right?
Yeah.
As we come to a close, when you think about what you set out to do this year, right? And when you think about and reflect, right? And just reflect for a moment, you know, we'll get into some deep details. Like, what certain things, if you had to kind of put it in a theme, or what words come to mind when you just kind of sit and reflect on the year, man, as relates to your entrepreneurship?
Oh man, that's a very
you can take a moment.
Good question.
You can take a moment, man.
So going in, and I know y'all do like the word of the year, theme of the year. Coming in, my theme was harvest. Harvest, right? 2022. End of 2022, it's like, we got to come up with a word. Boom, boom. And I'm like, harvest. It really set on me. You know? Harvest. Harvest. But what you got to realize, what I had to realize, what comes with harvest.
Man, come on now.
Like, what comes with harvest?
What comes with harvest?
Like, what's the actual day-to-day of a harvest? If you're harvesting as a farmer, if you're harvesting, what happens? Right?
Yeah.
You working,
homie.
Right?
You working.
You know, you out here, you harvesting. Right?
Picking up, processing, storing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so reflecting back, not to be long-winded, but
nah, take your time, brother.
It's been a true harvest. Right? Going in, I'll say, you know, it felt, you know, fluffy, right? Fluff. It felt like fluff, right? Harvest. That means, you know, I'm gonna be backstroking in dough. But
because that's, I mean, if you think about it, that's like, especially in the religious aspect, you know, church. This is my harvest. This is my season. No.
Let's really think about it, right?
Let's really think.
If you're a farmer, right?
I
always, if you watch Legal Hustles podcast, man, I oftentimes talk about just nature, right? And how just drawing that parallel between business and nature, right? The natural flow of things. It's a time to sow, it's a time to reap. Right. But during that time of reaping, during that time of harvest, what does that actually entail? If you're a farmer and you're harvesting something, that might be the most intense time.
When you think about it, as you was like talking about it, man, it's almost where, how can I put this? best way I can say it's almost like the tension between like the past, the present, and even the future, because you have to now go back and hopefully collect what you had sold.
What you sold.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to, collect it. You have to gather it. And then you have to understand the storing component of it, of this is something I have to set aside for the future.
I gotta set a little bit aside.
I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta prepare, because I'm preparing something. I'm preparing myself.
Right.
I'm preparing my family to really eat off this in the future. Right. So there's some futuristic, some looking ahead, some forward thinking,
right,
that you have to also do.
Bro, before that, you're harvesting.
Yeah.
I didn't say you're enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
You're harvesting.
Wow.
You're in the field.
Yeah.
Harvesting.
Yeah.
Bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what this year has been.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in the field. And while you're in that field, right? And you cutting, picking up, and baling, whatever, you getting bumps, you getting bruises, you getting cut, you getting, you dealing with the elements, you dealing with, like I said, it might be the most intense time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't time to eat.
Yeah, it ain't even time to eat. Yeah.
It's not time to eat.
Yeah.
During the harvest.
Yeah. It's an element of patience. Yeah.
That's at the feast.
Yeah.
Right. That's after all the work.
All the work is done and preparing. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're harvesting,
yeah.
You're in the field, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You getting all of that work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what this year has felt like. And so be mindful of what you say. You know what I mean? And mindful of what you put out there, because that's exactly what it's felt like. And just imagine if you were farming, right? In this example.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's say you're harvesting corn, right? And you out there in the field, you plucking them off the stalk. You putting them in a basket. You might run across a snake. You might run across a rat. You might run across anything. The weather might be bad. It might be stupid hot. It might be just all of the stuff. When you're planting, it's cool.
Yeah.
You till and drop the seed. Till, drop the seed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Harvesting is a different beast, bro.
Yeah.
And so that's what this year has felt like. A lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of cuts and wounds, but we still here, because I know at the end of that harvest, though, I know the seeds that I planted are good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I know I planted in good soil.
Yeah.
Not everything, what I'm saying? Some stuff has been of course not good soil, but bro, I've been doing a lot of planting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot to harvest, and the workers are few, man.
Yeah, the workers are few.
Like they say,
the workers are few.
The workers are few.
When you think about, like, to your point, what was, maybe what was the catalyst? What was the moment where it felt you had to shift your perspective around harvest? Was it something that occurred? Was it?
Yeah. So I went into a business venture, with the wrong outlook, right? Or I'll say the wrong focus.
Okay.
The focus that I went in with was the money, all right? The fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to say you shouldn't focus on the fruit, right? The fruit is important, you know what I mean? But in this instance, I was basically chasing money. And you never want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You never want to do that, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, soon after, pursuing it, within 3 months, you get them little checks along the way. But one thing I've learned is that my risk tolerance is high. Right, I'm risky. You know what I mean? Because because I understand high risk, high reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
It's just like, yo, my risk tolerance is high, so I've had to learn that, like, yo, you know, you got to be smarter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, looking at this opportunity, I'm like, we got a potential, to make some major moves on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go all in. All right, cool. It makes sense. You get the little flags, but it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
it's risky. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But within 3 months, it was like, hold on, nah. Like, nah. And it ended up being a job.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
Woo.
I don't want a job.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just bought a job, basically.
Yeah.
Which is cool for some people if that's your jam. Cool. A lot of people had pursued this opportunity and still pursuing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cat actually in Concord right now, down the road, who's doing well at it. But he's cool with having a job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not cool with having a job. You know what I mean? It's like it's a night and day type of thing. And so once I realized 3 months in, I'm like, yo, this is a job. This is a job. And I don't want a job. I just bought a job. I bought into this. I bought into this franchise, if you will. And it ended up being a job. And I'm like, nah, I don't want a job, bro.
Yeah.
And so I kept going, 6 months in, I'm like, yo, I really, I really gotta, transition out of this, And so those are some of the bumps and bruises and scrapes and wounds that I talk about. Because, you talking like dumping mad money into this, you know what I mean? And I don't mean like 1,000 here. No, I don't mean like 10. I'm talking about bread. I'm talking about several bags, you know what I'm saying? It's just learning from it, and understanding me and understanding who you are, right? And being tested by the fire, right? And just understanding, like, all right, you learn these, you peel back these layers to yourself, right? How far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice? You start learning all these things about yourself. And so, yeah, man, that's where it kind of clicked, for me in terms of in reference to your question. Right. It's like that moment where it's like, oh, this is a job. And I don't want a job. Like, I didn't get into this for it.
I think that's, man, it's so important because I remember that. Yeah. I remember talking to you and he was like, bro, I done made myself a job. And that was not the outcome.
Not the outcome
that you was going for. And I think, man, as entrepreneurs, man, I think, yes, in my opinion, you have to do a little trial and error.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to understand what works for you, you have to try a couple of things, because what works for you may not work for me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because to your point of someone maybe having that time, and from my understanding, you was looking for a passive income, and not like taking up my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This right here is taking up my time, and I'm not allowed, I'm preventing myself doing these other things I have going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the part where, like, my word for this year was committed.
Okay.
And one thing I had to learn very quickly, what to be committed to. Because you cannot be committed to everything and everybody.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And I quickly realized that, oh man, I've been overstretching myself, because to your risk tolerance, and I think all entrepreneurs, man, this one thing that either you kind of come in with it or you learn very quickly is you know how to get things done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, you're gonna get it done.
That's what I would define entrepreneurship.
Yeah, you're gonna get it done. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it done. Right. And I think having that, like running on that type of energy is what keeps us going. It's just when you rely so much on that you're getting it done, but you ain't getting it done effectively, efficiently.
So this is what I say. All motion ain't forward motion.
All motion ain't forward motion. Yeah.
All motion ain't forward motion.
Man.
You gotta, if you could be in the water moving, that don't mean you going nowhere.
That's where you going nowhere.
You just flailing and failing at the same
exactly.
time, you know what I mean? So all motion ain't forward motion.
Exactly. And that part there, man, like to your point, like, oh, okay, I gotta make sure I stay committed with this one thing. Yep. And see that grow, right? And continue to pour into that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Continue to do that, because I think to your point of like the focus and to the point of here's what I went into it with. As I got into it, I quickly realized that was not going to give me my staying power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going to help me to stay in it, because my commitment wasn't connected to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just kind of like thinking about it, man, and reflecting, like, yeah, bro, like one thing you need to hopefully find out quickly is what type, I want to say what type of risk you want to take. What's your level of involvement? You know what I'm saying? What do you feel like, what strengths you want to maximize in this particular venture or anything like that, that you're good at,
right?
That you love to do. Because one thing that I'm quickly, like, I had to learn this year was talking about committed. Like, there's certain things around this entrepreneur stuff that I don't like to do
at all.
I need to automate that or take it off or delegate it to someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things around, like, nah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I have no passion for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's I don't think I've spoke to you like after that pivotal moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But one thing that I essentially had to learn and reflect on was, it's like I didn't like what I was doing. The earning potential was high.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was focused on. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Woo.
Be,
Woo.
And then I'm gonna automate. I'm gonna, put some people in place. I'm gonna have some workers. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
But before you get there, you gotta love what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is it was a non-creative. It was soul sucking. It was monotonous. It was just like this plain, just straight up raw, like retail, like boom, come in here, sell products, and that's it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. To the point where it was like, yo, we got the marketing covered, we got this covered, we got that covered. Follow what we put in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know me, I'm a creative dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like design. I like marketing and stuff like that. So I couldn't do none of that. I had to follow their program. Man. I could try and do it, but they would tell you like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you right now, you try that, it ain't gonna work. Because we've been doing this for 20 some years. Yeah. We know what works. So follow the program.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess that's the pro and the con to like buying a franchise. Because I mean, think about it. If you bought a McDonald's,
there's certain ways you gotta do the milkshake. That's that we make a quarter
don't be sprinkling no extra nothing in here.
Yeah, that's a standard.
It's a standard. It's a process.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Which works. You know what I'm saying? Which works, but that's for a certain type of person, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's for a certain type of person. Those types of franchise. I would say franchising, period, is for a certain type of person.
Okay.
Right? And that's who that business really was for. You see what I'm saying? But me looking at the earning potential, I'm like, oh snap, I can make this much. Okay, cool. How much you making? You? Oh, how much? Oh,
let's go.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We in there.
Let's go.
In there like swimwear. But I was like, soon after, it was like, yo, I'm not happy. I'm drained. You know what I mean? I'm doing something that I don't like to do.
Yeah.
It's taking too long. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's taking time away from my family.
Yeah.
It's taking time away from the stuff I love to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I was saying what I had to come to the realization of is that you have to love what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
You have to love what you're doing in entrepreneurship, because in the times when it gets hard, if you love what you're doing, that love is what's going to keep propelling you forward through those tough times. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to keep going. Yeah, you might have, something crazy might have happened. You might have lost a bag on this, lost a bag on that, or something didn't go the way you wish it would go.
You're going to lose.
And make no mistake about it, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose.
But if you love it, if you love what you're doing, you're going to keep going.
You're going to keep going.
You're gonna take them bumps and bruises and keep going.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I guess that's the second part to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like realizing like, oh snap, I done created a job for myself. But then realizing why. How did I reach that point? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I was chasing the money.
Chasing the bag,
where everybody, every successful entrepreneur tell you that, like, don't chase the money. You know what I mean? Follow the money, understand where it's flowing, but don't chase it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you gotta love what you're doing, bro.
Yeah,
you have to love what you're doing. You don't have to, but just understand, unless you're a really resilient, like type of person, you're gonna fail at some point in time.
Yeah,
and that failure could put you out of business.
Yeah, it definitely can, man. Because I had like, even with the level of commitment and just understanding like commitment, being committed. How can I put this? It helped me to really like get this revelation around comparing and understanding, others' people level of commitment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, especially I know for me, when you think about like never chasing the bag, it may not necessarily chase the bag, but we chasing a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? We chasing a type of status, stature, and one thing I had to quickly realize with being, again, with the level of being committed, knowing what to be committed to, because you can't be committed to everything, right? That of itself helped me to realize that, oh, I don't know that level of commitment, because with this level of commitment, you don't understand that I'm now on my fourth marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm now on this, I done lost a meal. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't know, even to get that second and third stream of income, you don't know how much more of committed I had to be in the process, and what certain things I had to let go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of, and this kind of, again, going back to like, and I had to come to understand, like, dude, not to say that I don't desire to become successful entrepreneur, but I'm not looking for success in the terms of money. You know what I'm saying? The 7, 8 figure, not 9 figure. Because I just understand with that level, what type of commitment that's going to require,
right?
And what things I have to let go, because I only have 2 arms and I can't carry everything, because I can't be committed to everything. And that's like being committed to everything. That's understand how much I can commit to this and also be committed to my marriage. How much of this I can be committed to this and still be committed to my kids? How much of this I can still be committed to this and be committed to my sanity? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that I had to kind of recalibrate and really set my definition of success and what I am going after. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And what's going to help me, or what's my, understand my level of commitment. But really with that, understanding like the success of how I'm defining success based on my level of commitment. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say to that, it's like you don't want to put yourself in a box too, though.
Yeah,
right? So on one hand,
exactly. It's
like,
right.
Speaking of this, I think what you're speaking to is like lifestyle design, right?
Yeah.
And when you, as you were saying that, it's like, how much do you have to sacrifice?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much do you actually have to sacrifice?
True.
Right?
True.
And I think that's up to you.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Totally.
And it's up to how you design whatever you're pursuing and what opportunities you choose to pursue.
Yeah.
Some opportunities are going to like require that. Yeah. Some opportunities may not. You know what I mean? And so I guess speaking in terms of like lifestyle design, it's like finding that level of sacrifice that you're willing to give up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Find your level, your comfort level. Right? And actually, CD is good at this. But the co-host of the League of Hustlers, he's good at this. I don't think I ever really told him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he'll draw a line.
We telling you now.
Yeah. He'll draw a line.
Yeah.
And will not cross it. Like when it comes to family time,
yeah,
he does not cross that line, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, this time right here is for League of Hustlers.
Yeah.
Anytime outside of that, if we running behind, it's a wrap. Like,
it's
nah. You know, we gotta wait till next week. If we miss it this week, we gotta wait till next week. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's really good at that, like drawing that line. So in terms of like his design, right? It's like his lifestyle design. It's like, yo, family is most important. I like doing this.
Yeah.
And to do it, I'm gonna set aside this.
Yeah.
Not only this amount of time, but this specific time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every week, this is the time block.
Yeah.
If anything's outside of that, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Maybe we can squeeze it in somewhere else, but for the most part, it's a wrap. Gotta wait till the next time. You see what I'm saying?
That's discipline.
Right.
That's
and
discipline.
So, but I say that to say it's like you can just I feel like and I've seen examples of this. I study entrepreneurship, I read at length, you know, just entrepreneurship as you know, that's what I do, you know.
Yeah.
And so you see these stories, you hear these stories, you read about these stories of people who have found that balance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And did it their way. And they've set that rigid structure, right? And said, like, no, yes, I want to hit 7-8 figures, but this is the way that I want to do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's like finding your your sacrifice level.
Wow.
Because you're gonna have to sacrifice. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sacrifice.
You gotta sacrifice, bro. You gotta sacrifice something.
True.
You know, it's gonna be some casualties out here.
Time,
energy.
Yeah.
You have to. There's no way of getting around.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true, man.
But just understand, like to what I was saying earlier, it's like finding that balance of what you're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then just don't go over that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you got an hour a day, cool. That's 7 hours a week, right? Or 5 hours a week if you're looking at a work week. Cool. That's 5 hours you got to dedicate towards whatever you're doing. Right.
Yeah.
And lead, like that's your sacrifice. But then the other piece of this is finding an opportunity that requires like up to 5 hours to operate it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the other piece. Set your limits, but then find the right opportunity that you can get off with that sacrifice.
True.
You see what I'm saying? True. So what do I mean? Right? What's an example? Back to the franchise. A franchise, like we were looking at a Subway franchise like a while ago, years ago. But in order to open the Subway franchise, they were like, yo, you got to come to the headquarters and train for 2 months. 2 months, bro. And then you had to go and work at a Subway under another owner. You see what I'm saying? That's a heavy sacrifice. You know, it's a limited amount of time. But if I only got an hour a day to commit to something, you ain't opening it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if you did try to do that, you would be sacrificing way more than you were willing to sacrifice. You were running into all kind of issues. But on the flip side, if you said, you know what, I'm gonna create an ebook, right? That's, you know, that only takes me a limited amount of time to produce.
Yeah.
Right. So I can sacrifice an hour a day to create this ebook.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then sell it.
Yeah.
So it's like finding the right opportunity. And you never know if you hit it right. There's success stories of people who hit the ebook game, right?
Yeah.
And hit those 7 figures off of an ebook. You see what I'm saying? So it's like finding the right or designing the right lifestyle based off of what you're willing to sacrifice, bro.
Yeah, designing the right lifestyle based on what you looking to sacrifice. That I mean, when you think about that, like that's it. That's when you're able to really really maximize your entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to design something based off the lifestyle and really based on what you're talking about, what you're looking to sacrifice, because the idea, like, man, there's only one Elon Musk.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's only, one Steve Jobs. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And the thing about it, not to say that, and to say you're not going to be them. You because it's only one of them. It's only
one. It's only one of you.
It's only one of you, right? So to understand like what is going to be how you're looking to define success and to design the lifestyle. Because again, really speaking to the individuals that's out there that have kids, you married,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You may be doing like for myself, I have a 9 to 5 and I have my entrepreneur ventures. So when it comes to time, I have to utilize my time very wisely. Very, very wisely. So when it comes to me personally, I had to quickly understand when it came to commitment, I can't be committed to everything.
That's real.
I can't and that came with I can't be everything to everybody.
Right.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that of itself helped with kind of putting those lines in the sand, man, of like, nah, this is where it stops.
Right.
This is where it begins, man. When you think about, again, as we reflect on this year, and as you mentioned about understanding, the motivation, right? How was the motivation? Understanding like the type of things that you will go after, how it fits, within your lifestyle. What, when you think about and reflect, man, on this year, and again, you talking about the bumps and bruises, talking about harvesting. Were there anything else that also kind of like the highs? You know what I'm saying? We think about like what was some of the mountaintops? You know what I'm saying? Was it based off your resiliency?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or when you think about those mountaintops, you think
100%.
about like, yeah.
100%. So yeah, so the highs were the biggest high, right? The biggest revelation,
yeah,
was realizing that I could roll with the punches. Right? With this,
you can stay in the ring.
I could stay in the ring.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to be in the
stamina.
ring.
Yeah,
I had a stamina beat to do it, and I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For an extended amount of time.
Yeah,
but it just got to the point where it's just like, what are you doing? Like, you don't even like this.
Yeah.
Like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just realizing the resiliency, right? I had to go places that I didn't know I could go.
Oh, wow.
I had to climb mountains that I didn't know I could climb.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My perspective on execution changed because I was able to operate at a stupid high level.
Okay.
While maintaining a 9-to-5, while maintaining other businesses, while doing other projects, right? With you know what I'm saying? With the job.
Wait, hey, we're gonna get in there.
do we want to get in there? You know, but while doing, and that wasn't the only thing. While running the League of Hustlers podcast, while starting, you know, a business, while operating a business, while being a husband, while being a father, while, you know, going through the regular everyday stuff, while doing 9-to-5, while taking on other stuff, while holding other people down in their businesses, you know, just on some like, I got you type of stuff, like I'm gonna look out for the cookout type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I realized like, yo, I'm able to execute at a very, very high level. And I've never, I guess, taken on that much stuff. But I'm just like sniping, boom, 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 boom. You know,
was it like I want a moment just to kind of park the car there a little bit.
All right.
Because execution as entrepreneurs, I think, is the single most important thing that we can learn.
Right.
Is execution, because everybody can have that motivation to be an entrepreneur, but man, can you execute? Can you execute can you take this thing and go from A to B? Because that execution part is going to require you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And as you mentioned, like, yo, you was realizing that I was executing at a level that I never seen myself execute at this level before.
Right.
And I'm just like, was it the amount of focus, or was it amount of you understanding your nose? You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I think about like the execution part, would you understand like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm not doing? Because you can't execute on everything, right? You know what I'm saying? So was it a combination of you being so focused, so laser focused on, here's what I'm doing today, all right, that can wait till tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Was it divine attack? Was it delegating? Like what helped you to really execute? Was it focus? Was it delegation? Was it, you know, setting up, being very deliberate with your tasks and time?
I would say that it's in the word. It's just execute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It wasn't about blocking stuff out. It wasn't even about focusing, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It was about executing, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Was it like because I have to?
Nah, it was because I want to.
Okay.
It was on some just straight up like, this is what I do.
Okay.
This is me.
Yeah.
Type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It was,
yeah.
it was strange.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest with you, but it was just on some execute. Somewhere along the lines, like over the past few years, I came up with this saying. I can't really, it's not really a saying, but this thought ran across my head, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the thought went, and I can't like fully put it together because it was a thought. It's a feeling rather.
Yeah.
But it's like, where would you be in 3 months, 1 year, 5 years if you do this?
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Or where would you be if you don't do this?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just that feeling of like, yo, just do it. Like just execute. Just do it. Knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
But what that meant though was that I'm up at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night working. I'm on lunch doing stuff. I'm driving doing stuff. I'm, up in the morning, early in the morning working. You see what I'm saying? Like just execute. And I don't know, bro. It was just like one of those moments where I felt like Kobe, like in the gym, just like execute, bro. Just in the zone. It's like being in the zone. And I'm just sniping like boom, boom. Just being very intentional.
Not to cut you off, but I think to your point of like being in the zone, it was also refueling you at the same time to certain degree, because the reason why I say that, because one thing I have learned, and again, like, is going ahead and knocking things down, boom, boom, boom. Right. It's a feeling,
That's what
and it's like an excitement, like boom, 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 and you like, I done knocked down my list, and
the
boom,
gratification, knocking that list down, right?
And keep going, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going.
There you go.
It's definitely like, it's almost like a high,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's go.
It becomes addictive.
It's so it was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. But I will say though. I will say that it wasn't healthy. If I'm being 100% honest, because at a certain point, when you making all of this sacrifice, and then it crash, or something don't work, or this don't work, or people don't see the same value in it, or whatever,
or are able to keep up with you,
Woo. What I found myself is I crashed.
Yeah.
Right? I crashed.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Maybe like February this year.
Yeah.
January, February.
Yeah.
I just crashed, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I didn't do anything, but
yeah.
It was like I had to come off the battlefield. I had to come home.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with the repercussions of being at war. You see what I'm saying? I had to deal with that.
Yeah.
I had to deal with the trauma of all of that. I had to deal with the stress. I had to mentally, you know what I'm saying, process everything that just happened.
Wow.
And I was basically unable to do it. I was uninspired, bro.
Wow.
Literally, I was uninspired.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the downside to it. It's like executing at such a high level, and then something going left, and then it's like, And so I just took a step back, and I didn't do anything. I did stuff, but I didn't do near as much. And I just had to process all of that. And by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying? I was able to. But
so it was like as I'm hearing, like it was almost where you've been in this zone so much, or been in that zone for that length of time, that you didn't have a moment to process.
Nope.
Wow.
Didn't have a moment.
Wow. Process, bro. You get like, but no, like And the reason why I'm saying like that way, because I can understand now this, like having a deeper level understanding, especially for people that play football. Like to your point, the coach, like you in this high pressure role, or in this case, sports where a lot of people depend on you. All hey, we go, practice game, boom, boom, boom. We working out, we eating well, we boom, boom, boom. And then I never had a moment to kind of process, come back out of war and deal with the repercussion of what has went on.
Right.
And wow.
And I don't really talk about it.
Yeah.
As a man, you just process.
Yeah.
And you just go. You know what I'm saying? It's like I came out of all of that.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, what am I doing? Like,
true.
Wow.
True.
But
true.
Like to your point though, of what you're asking earlier, it's just like realizing, like, oh snap, like I did it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got through it. I executed it at such a high level that if things were aligned the right way, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. If things were aligned, and so I rest well in that. That was part of was part of the I guess rejuvenating process, or the recovery process, is just understanding like, yo, you did it. And you can, I just showed myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I just showed myself that I could execute at a stupid high level.
Yeah.
And if the cards were, if the right cards were dealt, if the stars were aligned under a different scenario, shoot, man, you talking, ain't no telling. And not to speak just about money, but just understanding and knowing that you can do that.
Yeah.
Was a high for me.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow.
So knowing what you know now, when you think about and reflect, what's maybe one or two things you would have done differently?
Number one is pursue something that I love, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right before this failed venture, I was honestly chasing the money again, you know what I'm saying? And doing something that I love. So it was both. Right?
Yeah.
And it was sales. I like sales. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I have I guess a curiosity for the psychology of sales. You know what I'm saying? So had a retail shop that did very, very well. Very, very well. But it got to a point where it was boring. You know what I mean? You reach a certain point.
Yeah.
We ended up being like the top producers in like the Simon Mall system. We with this franchise or distributorship, I should say, top producer, like in their whole system.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole Simon Mall system, this franchise that we operated was the top producer, bro. The top producer.
Yeah.
On record. You know what I mean? Like it's in the books. But so coming from that and seeing and doing something that I love, it was like, okay, like I like sales, I like the psychology of sales.
Yeah.
But then it got boring. And so I'm like, all right, we reached the top. Cool. I don't want to do this no more. I want to do something else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like that sense of accomplishment that's always being chased, right? And so moving forward, it's like, all right, I got sidetracked and I chased the money, right? Because I'm too good. Like, yeah, I can do this, but nah, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But now it's like, all right, do what you love. You know what I'm saying? Like focus on doing what you love first.
Yeah.
And let's see where that takes. Yeah, you got potential to earn, yeah, plan out your your strategy, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year and stuff like that, and earnings and stuff like that. Set up your revenue streams, cost structures, et cetera, but do what you love. Right. And that's where I'm at now. And it's like, all right, bump all of that. Chasing the money stuff. Let's focus on doing something that you love that helps other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, that's doing what you love, man. Having something to help you refuel, to re-energize. One thing, and I'm going to, family, put more detail, more context in this in the upcoming Monday morning leadership, is this process that I'm putting into work, of learning how to pause. It's a moment of execution. Do I have moments to pause, to step out, process, check on things, and go back in?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I execution is what we do.
It's what we do.
As entrepreneurs, we execute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We execute. But it comes back to that, for me, that level of commitment that I have, that this is for, I'm going right today, right? In the capacity of my commitment as well.
Gotcha.
Right? Of this is the farthest I'm going today. All right. I'm going to reserve my energy, and take a moment to pause. Take a moment, and I had a time to process, and reflect.
Right.
So the first thing is you pause, you reflect, you recalibrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, let me restart the computer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Factory settings, or
just restart it.
Okay.
Right? To get everything rebooted. You know what I'm saying? You got new program done, uploaded. You know what I'm saying? New updates.
Yeah.
Let me restart. So
right.
let me recalibrate. And with what I'm learning now about just the level of understanding how to flow with things,
right,
and how to surrender, let me become re-energized.
That's important.
Yeah. Let me become re-energized. So for me, like a lot of times it just depends. Like I get re-energized by traveling. I get re-energized by, being around my people I love. I get re-energized sometimes just sitting back watching a movie, going to the mountains, walking, whatever the case may be, right? But having that moment to get re-energized so I can go back in and execute and fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
That's important, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of that commitment that I'm learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To where how I'm gonna put this. You can, like, we go. And to your point of the harvest, man, because like we talked about that.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the harvest, man. Like, you don't have time to enjoy the feast.
This ain't time to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't time to eat, bro.
Yeah.
You out here trying to sneak a little something.
Yeah, it's ain't time to do, but it comes a place to that, right?
Right.
To where, like, if I'm doing the harvesting properly and correctly, to where I'm gathering, I'm collecting, I'm cutting, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm picking up seeds, right? I'm reflecting and being grateful of what I'm able to gather, but I'm storing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm storing,
right,
to make sure that I can come back to this and enjoy it.
To do it all over again.
To do it all over again.
To do it all over again.
to do it all over again. But while I'm out there, I'm out there.
Yeah.
I'm executing. I can't. This is a time where I'm executing.
Right.
You know?
And you need to execute at a high level.
At a high level.
You don't need to leave fruit on the tree if you harvesting.
If you harvest,
see what I'm saying? You need to be focused. You need to be intentional.
Yeah.
Right? We ain't got time to be playing.
Doc, come on now.
It's gonna rot.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying? It's
come on now.
The harvest is ripe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's time right now.
It's time right now.
The Bible say the harvest is great and the workers is few.
And even with that, we talk about this in scripture and squats in Proverbs.
Yeah.
When we talking about the ant, the slugger.
Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
You know,
you study her ways.
Study her ways. Like, he collect things in the summer, store up things in the summer. And the thing about what the writer was saying in Psalms, like, you plant, but you won't harvest. You won't come out. You sleep during the harvest. You over here sleeping during the harvest.
Right.
And that's the time that I need you the most.
The most.
It's
easy, bro. Like,
it's easy to plant.
You plant one seed, but that one seed by nature produces a multitude of fruit.
Multitude of additional seeds.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's easy to drop that one seed in.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, the harvest part is arguably the most intense task in this whole, metaphor that we're talking about. Right?
Man. Yeah.
Because it's more to get.
Yeah.
You're not just dropping something, you cutting, collecting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You making sure it's ripe, you making sure it's this, making sure it's that.
Yeah.
Securing it, putting it away.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's way more intense.
Yeah.
Right. And so years upon years, I was doing this sowing. Sowing, dropping seeds, dropping seeds, boom, 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 which is very important too. You gotta sow. If you don't sow, you ain't gonna reap. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
But as we climb these levels of entrepreneurship, just understand that the harvest is way more intense. And it's not just about, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, feasting.
You gotta roll up your sleeve. You gotta get to the feast.
You gotta get to the feast. If you don't harvest, you ain't gonna get to
no feast.
The bugs gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Well, my man Biggie say you getting high off your own supply. Over there eating the strawberries while you still be picking.
You see what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
And getting tired and lazy and sitting there,
sleeping.
You let the rest of them sit there. The bugs get to them, the birds get some, the animals eat them up. You know what I'm saying? Now your feast is skimpy.
Yeah, man, come on now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta pay attention to the harvest, man. You gotta sow for sure, but that harvest, bro, that's important.
Yeah,
that harvest season, bro.
Totally,
I'm telling you. And so learning, just understanding that, and going through it, and that's what this past 12 months have felt like.
Yeah,
that harvest.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I understand. That's why that was weighing so heavy on me. That word, harvest.
Yeah.
Out of all words, it was like, that's harvest.
Get you a word for 2024. Make sure you get you a word for the year.
For sure.
Because it does so much for you, man. It does it speaks to you, and I say in every aspect of your life.
And I'll say, man, just get somewhere to that point. Get somewhere, get quiet.
Yeah.
Just get quiet.
Get quiet. Yeah.
Sit somewhere alone. Right. And just listen.
Yeah.
Not audibly, but internally listen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Listen to what that tug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That tug of the spirit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna tell you, because that's what I did. I got quiet, and just sit in silence.
Yeah.
And just meditate, man. Just reflect.
Yeah.
And understand and ask for that word. You know what I'm saying? That's the word that came, like harvest. But I didn't understand.
That's the thing. That's the beauty of it.
That's it.
That's
and
the
it's
beauty
so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, I harvested.
Yeah.
Like I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here harvesting.
Yeah.
I'm out here collecting.
Yeah.
I'm out here working. And then understand sometimes it ain't even time for that. It ain't even time for that plant.
Come on, man.
It ain't even time.
Come on, bro.
For this one.
Come on, bro.
And recognizing that.
Recognizing it.
What I'm saying? Sometimes
this ain't the season for it.
This ain't the season.
Woo!
You was just supposed to go out here and prune the tree.
Come on, man.
Some stuff don't even produce fruit the first year. The second year, third year, fourth year. Some stuff it takes 5, 10 years. To produce fruit. Or the right supply of fruit. You see what I'm saying?
You supposed to go out there and prune it.
But you were supposed to go out here and prune it.
Man.
That's part of the harvest. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't prune it right,
come on,
the fruit ain't gonna be.
It's not coming.
It ain't gonna come, or it's not gonna be.
Not gonna come
in the right proportions.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
it's not gonna be abundance.
There you go.
It's not gonna be that abundance, and you're gonna ask, man, what's going on? You're gonna become impatient.
Why my grapes so small?
Yeah, my grapes so small. Right. Pause. You know, and you could go. You gonna go to other things. Was like, nah, I need you to work right here.
I need you to work right here,
man. Come on, bro. That's
why the apples ain't growing. You know what I'm saying? Why they ain't growing like they should? Because you ain't prune when you during the harvest. You wasn't doing what you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like that's why I think nature is so beautiful, man. It's so relevant. It coincides so much with entrepreneurship.
Come on, bro. Come on.
And it's like just understanding the seasons. You know, it's winter, spring, summer, fall.
Yeah.
And what come after that?
Winter,
spring, summer, fall.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Winter, spring, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, you better be prepared for the winters.
The cold months. And that's where the storing comes in.
You better be prepared for the winter. That's where you need to be thinking about this during the harvest.
Because it's gonna be some cold months.
Come on.
It's gonna be some cold months. Don't get too high. You know, get high off your own supply. Some of us wearing the harvest. You wearing the harvest. You should be reinvesting the harvest.
Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. As we land the plane here, man. I want you, like I say, you have a lot of ventures that you're in, and most current one that you have is around, like, to your point, helping others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, family, we're going to have all this within the podcast notes. We'll have a link to the Legal Hustler podcast, as well as some different things where you can get in contact with my dear brother, HT. I call him HT, but, you know, Mr. Harold Thompson. Tell us a little bit about this venture that you're doing now, man.
Yeah, so the new one, man, is the Charlotte Business Directory.
Okay.
And essentially what we believe in is celebrating the impact, the culture, and the success of local small businesses in the Charlotte metro area, simply put. And we do that via a newsletter, a blog, and a business directory. And so we feature blurbs about cool small businesses in the Charlotte area in the newsletter. And then we feature some of those really inspiring stories in the blog. And then we also link to, of course, those small businesses in the directory.
Yeah.
And so it's speaking, to all of what we've been talking about and doing what you love, right?
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love helping entrepreneurs. This is why the same reason we started the League of Hustlers podcast. It's like helping other people and showing other people like, yo, like coming from where I'm from, I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like, hey, little bro, this is how you do this with a business.
Yeah.
This is what this means. This is what that means. Blah, blah, blah. Right. And so the whole point in starting the League of Hustlers podcast was to pass that knowledge on, share knowledge, build wealth. Right. And so I would say that the Charlotte NC Business Directory, you can get to it at charlottenc.biz online, but same type of goal.
Yeah.
It's to show people, right? And showcase the good work that people are doing.
Yeah.
So that hopefully that will inspire other small businesses. Like, oh, this company, did XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever cool thing. Maybe I can do that too in a different way in my company. Or this company over here is doing XYZ. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I can implement something like that over in my company. You see what I'm saying? And so it's just like building upon those successes, right? And highlighting those successes and putting those people at the forefront, right? So the blog and newsletter is called BizKudos. That's what I'm calling it. Right. So you have the Charlotte NC Business Directory, which is the main website, but the newsletter and blog is called BizKudos. Okay. Where you can submit a kudos for your favorite business, right? Okay. You can submit multiple ones and submit 100 if you want to, right? But that way, just imagine, we'll have that conversation all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're what we were just talking about a business downstairs. Like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this place is cool.
Yeah.
That type of conversation. That word of mouth. Oh, this place is cool. That's the type of shout outs that we're looking for. So if you have a shout out for a local Charlotte business, feel free to submit it at biz-kudos.com. All right. But that way we curate it and we pump out a weekly newsletter just highlighting these businesses. And that goes like, very far for a small business.
Yeah, totally.
I'll give an example. We had one lady who joined the directory. Her company is Vintage Mod Mix. That's the name of her company. And man, she had an outpouring of support. Wow. Like people came out of the woodwork supporting her.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to see how people will rally behind like a small business.
It's the brand.
This isn't some big company. She don't got a whole bunch of people working for her and this office, that office. Nah, she has a simple vintage reselling vintage clothes business. And I mean, people came out of the woodworks to support her. And recommended her to be featured in the newsletter. So check out the latest episode of BizKudos. It was a really good feature in there for her. So,
that's what's up. Yeah, I want to thank my dear brother, Mr. Harold Thompson, for being on the podcast, man. It's always a pleasure catching up with you, man. Which we do this, as you can see, we was kind of laid back, chill. Had a little pull up right quick. Because this is what we do, every time we get together and just kind of collaborate, talk, what I'm saying? So again, I want to thank you for being on the podcast. We're going to have all the links to the biz kudos, to the newsletter, to League of Hustler podcast. All those will be on the links there. AC, man, if there's one thing, and you have definitely said a lot today, but to that one person, man, that may be watching this, maybe listening to this, that may be going through a moment of harvesting, and they may not know that they're in this harvesting season, man. Could you just kind of like just speak to them, like encourage them, like what's maybe one or two things that you would say to them to kind of help them along the way, man?
Yeah, I posted something recently on the League of Hustlers social media. And it just said the obstacle is part of the path. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
The obstacle is part of the path.
Yeah.
Whatever path that you're on, you're running into this hardship. You're running into this roadblock. What you think is a roadblock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But understand that it's a part of it. It's a natural part of it.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go over it.
Yeah.
If you can't go over it, go around it.
Yeah.
If you can't go around it, go under it.
Yeah.
If you can't go under it, go through it.
Yeah.
But understand that it's a part of the path.
Come on.
All right. Keep going. I'm telling you, on the other side of that, what's on the other side of that? Ask yourself what's on the other side of that. Right? What's on the other side is your goals. What's on the other side is your vision. You see it, you smell it, you taste it, you hear it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Keep that feeling and keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. If you can't go over it, go under it. Can't go under it, go around it. If you can't go around it, hey, go through it. You know what I'm saying? Push that thing down. You know what I'm saying? Bust it down. Hey, I'm your favorite neighbor, Jay Murray. Understand this right here, family, that you, we were created for greatness. Okay? But no matter what life may bring you, do 3 things. Love God, love yourself, love your neighbor. I'm your favorite neighbor, Jay Murray. Till next time, be blessed.